877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
philsgang.com is not the only way you can stay in touch with what we do throughout the day. With today's social media, you can stay up to date with Phil's Gang current events. You can find Phil's Gang on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and more. Phil's Gang Radio Show is broadcast live Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, Periscope, and, of course, YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Go to philsgang.com and find our social media buttons at the top left-hand corner of the site. philsgang.com and Phil's Gang Social Media, keeping you connected.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1 percentile? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
And welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country and the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. This is where you get the truth, the real truth. And the truth is that we are getting closer and closer to a correction. And it's going to be easy to identify when the correction is nearing. It's so easy. And if anybody asks you, when do you think the market's going to crash or correct? You just simply tell them, well, as soon as they start talking about the consumer missing his payment on his car or his mortgage or his credit card, once he says, or gasoline, once he makes a decision, he has to make a decision, I can't pay all these. That's when the crash is going to occur. Do you remember going back to 2008, the housing crash? That's exactly when it crashed. When the homeowner had to make a decision. Do I pay my home payment? Or do I save that money and pay for gas to get to work? And we're getting closer and closer. See, you've been lied to since 2008. They never corrected this market. How many times did you hear me say that? The market was never corrected. They wouldn't let us go into a recession, and we're going to pay for that. In fact, if you go to and I've been, as you know, in the last 2 days, I've been taking excerpts out of the PBS Power of the Fed. And I've been listening to it and identifying all the lying. It's unbelievable how they're lying about this thing. Give you an example. Listen to this here. Cash Carey, who is, again, he was with the Federal Reserve, big guy on Wall Street. He's the one that, again, one of the guys who caused the housing crash. But listen to this.
Well, I reject the thesis. I actually don't think it's been the Fed's monetary policy that has led to these vulnerabilities. I think it's been incomplete regulatory policy that has led to these vulnerabilities.
So what he's saying is the crash that we had in 2008 and the crash we had again in 2020, March 2020, there was 2 crashes. And they said, no, there's nothing to do with our monetary policies at the Federal Reserve. No, it's not our policies. We didn't have the right regulations. That's a bull-faced lie. It's all about policy. And their policy has been just to keep printing and printing money. That's their policy. And if you go back to what happened in 2008, here was their policy in 2008. It was their monetary policy. They do all this massive money printing to purchase treasuries, just like now, to drive mortgage rates down. That's right. They wanted to drive those mortgage rates down. Remember? Baby Bush after 9/11, everybody's going to own a home. And it was his policy, Bush's policy, that no matter what your income was, everybody's going to own a home. Remember, he went to Atlanta and he said, in all the poorest of neighborhoods in Atlanta, you're all going to have the opportunity to own a home. That's a monetary policy. So he's selling homes to those who can't afford them. It got to the point a person could pick their own payment. Another monetary policy, no income verification. Another policy, the monetary policy, was that they decided the banks would take all the non-performing loans, people that missed their mortgage payments. Many of them missed their first mortgage payment because they're selling houses to people who couldn't afford it. And then they turned around and got the rating agencies to lie about the rating. They made them AAA, best credit, even though the people missed their first payment, AAA. And then they turned around, it was their policy, the Fed's policy. When you say the Fed, never mind the Fed. Now, let's not talk about the Fed. Let's talk about the owners. It was their policy. Our owners' policy.
You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear.
So, it was the owners, okay, our owners who controlled everything. So, they decided, let's ramp up this economy. We'll do it with building houses, selling homes. Remember, it came off 9/11. So the monetary policy was to not only would the banks bundle all the bad loans they took, the subprime loans, it was their monetary policy to rate them AAA, even though they should have been F. And then here was the real big monetary policy. Fannie and Freddie would always purchase all the subprime loans from the banks. It's just a normal thing. You go to the bank, you get a loan. They don't hold on to that loan. They sell it to Fannie and Freddie. That's how they used to do it. But to sell it to Fannie and Freddie, it had to be a AAA credit. They wouldn't take anybody unless they had huge credit scores, 800. They always had to be at least 800 minimum. And that's the kind of paper they bought. As a result, they forced Fannie and Freddie to start taking subprime loans. And who was that? That was Dodd, Senator Dodd, and Barney Frank. They forced Fannie and Freddie to stop looking at credits and take all the garbage loans so everybody could own. And at that time, and they were, again, Barney Frank, he was a big Democrat. Everybody should own a home. Everybody should own a home. This is racist. This is racist. If you only can sell mortgages to Fannie and Freddie, people who have 800 credit scores. If they have a credit score of 60, they should be able to take the loan. And they did. And then you know what happened with Fannie and Freddie. They went under, and you and I had to bail them out for about $180 billion. And so the result was the crash. And then they went in and they said, okay, let's start printing all this money. Let's print more money now, and we'll bail out this crash. We'll bail out the banks, called QE. Now, here's the interesting thing that's bringing us right around to where we are today. The reason we're in such deep trouble today, because for the last 13 years, they never fixed it. They never fixed the problem. because they didn't want to fix it. Here's why. Every crash is followed by a recession. Recessions are good things. Recession means reset. You reset all the things that are overpriced. People reset their budgets. They cut back all their expenses. Corporations do the same thing. Government does the same thing. It's painful for about 8 months. And then it's going to take about another 18 months till you feel it in the economy. Then also, boom, the economy takes off. You got a beautiful base. You got rid of all this garbage. But something changed. This time they turned around and said, you know what? Let's not have a recession. We don't need a recession. We got something that's going on where the sun and the stars and the moon's all lining up perfectly, where we, the very wealthy, the 1 percentile, and the owners could get their money back immediately. We don't need to go to a recession. We got a perfect setup. And I'll tell you what that is when I get back. And all this is what's taking this market down. Be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang free for 10 days. Get the color-coded chart, tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to sell short. Every day at 2 o'clock, we take our portfolio, our member portfolio, and what we do for our members at 2 o'clock, we go over each stock, tell them what to do with that stock. Here's Steve, who's, again, head of our education department. This is what he does every day at 2 o'clock.
Looking at Caterpillar, we're holding our scout short. We're going to continue to do so. Again, our trend is down. Our daily is against us.
So he does this with every stock in our portfolio. Does anybody do that with you? Does somebody call you from your 401k? Who's in charge of your 401k and tell you what they're going to be doing with each stock? What stocks do we should maybe pull out of our 401k? Are you nuts? Of course not. Now, what we're talking about today is we are getting closer and closer and closer to a crash, even though you don't want to believe it. We are. And when anybody asks you, like they ask me, when do you think the market's going to crash? The answer is when somebody has to make a decision, they have a little decision box. And what aren't they going to pay? Are they going to skip their auto payment to make their mortgage payment? Or are they going to skip their credit card to make the auto payment? So between the student loans, the credit card, the mortgages, and auto, which one are they going to skip? The minute that happens, the market's going to crash. Now, the market was never fixed. Remember what happened in 2008? We had another situation just like now. After 9/11, Baby Bush wanted to push this big market. He wanted to push the stock market. I mean, he was going to use housing to do it. And he printed all this money and printed all this money, just like now, same thing. Get all the interest rates down, bring those interest rates down so he can sell houses to everybody. And that's what he did. He sold houses to people who shouldn't be buying houses. And then, of course, the market crashed. Why? Because all those bad mortgages, subprime mortgages, the banks all of a sudden were loaded with them, and they didn't know what to do. So they started selling to Fannie and Freddie. And Fannie and Freddie was ordered by the head of the Senate and Banking Committee to take all of those bad mortgages. When they only took mortgages to people who had credit rates 800 or more, they got to take these non-performing assets. Can you imagine? And then they froze up. And then they went down. Okay. So what does that have to do with now? Oh, a lot. Because at that point, when the markets finally crashed, because everything froze up, just like it did in March of 2020, or February 2020 to March 2020, which nobody ever talks about. The market froze up. So finally they said, okay, how are we going to get out of this mess? Well, let's go into a recession. Because recessions always fix the mess. It always does. It always has. They've been doing this since 1929. But this time they said, no, we got it. We got something going beautifully here. The star and the moons, and everything's lined up perfectly. We don't have to go to recession. Because we have now what we never had before. We have what we call tech stocks. And here's the beautiful thing. See, when yields go down, when they always print money to bring those yields down, it tells you the economy's getting worse. One thing you can trust is when yields, 10-year Treasury yields, the interest rate, go look it up, 10-year Treasury yield. Anytime it goes down, when it goes down, it's telling you the economy is ready to collapse. But they said, wait a minute, we're lucky because these new tech stocks love low yields. And six of these stocks, the FANG stocks, you know them all, Netflix, Facebook, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, these 6 stocks are part of the 500 stocks. And these 6 stocks drive the entire 494 other stocks. If we pulled those 6 stocks out, the S&P would collapse. So we're lucky. We don't have to go into a recession. And us, the 1 percentile, and the owners, the rich people, we can get all our money back. Why would we want to go into a recession? Because if we go into a recession, it takes 18 months for that to work, and then it takes about another year before we feel it. We could go immediately. We could immediately get our assets moving up and get our wealth back. We get our wealth back in 90 days. Because what we'll do is we'll go and tell everybody that we're going to print all this money. We're going to call it quantitative easing. And Bernanke's going to tell everybody how great it is. Quantitative is the best thing in the world. We're going to print money, and we're going to go buy all these treasuries, get yields down. We're going to give all this money, cheap money, to corporations. Corporations are going to take all that money, and they're going to flood companies with all this money, new machinery, new equipment, so we can produce like hell. So you people out there, you're going to get big raises. Your lifestyle's going to go up. Your standard of living is going to go up. We're going to pour all this money into your company. Your CEO's we're going to give them all this free money, and you're going to love it. It was a bull-faced lie. And here's Bernanke.
The Federal Reserve has been putting the pedal to the metal. So we're doing everything we can to support the economy. And we hope that that's going to...
He wasn't supporting the economy. He was supporting the stock market to make the 1 percentile and our owners very wealthy. He was trying to drive one thing, the stock market. And how could he do that? We never had this opportunity before. Because all he had to do is go in and keep buying treasuries to drop those yields down. And because the S&P would go straight up because of the 6 stocks, he could lie. The narrative would change and say, oh, no, the economy's doing great. Look at the stock market. The stock market is the economy. That's what he did. They all lied. Facebook, all the fake business news networks all lied. Kept saying, no, look at the stock market. It reflects the economy. And then everybody knew that it was a lie, because every time they kept purchasing, all these 10-year treasury yields kept dropping, just like now, yields keep dropping. And I told you this 100 times. About a month ago, this guy was on Maria Bartiromo's show, and he's saying, oh, there's no inflation, the economy's doing great. And she said, I don't know, I'm scratching my head. How could it be doing great when yields will go down, and every time yields go down, it tells you the economy's in trouble. Oh, no, he says. There's no inflation. Economy's doing great. Look at the stock market, he would say. It was unbelievable what they were doing. So how's that setting up this crash? Incredibly. Because these tech stocks are what's going to crash. And I'm going to explain when I get back what you should be doing to make money on these tech stocks. Next.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. I pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month. philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Hope you're listening to me on my YouTube channel. Remember, join my gang free for 10 days. And you get the color-coded chart. And every day, we go over our portfolio. We have a member portfolio. It's called a working investor group. We have a group of stocks. And we go over them every day, and we always tell our members exactly what to do with each stock every day. Does somebody do that with you? Do they go over the stocks with you? No, they don't. And once you're a gang member, you're always going to be in the right position, meaning when you should be buying stocks, you'll be on the buy side. When you should be selling stocks, you'll be on the short side. This is what we do. We don't listen to the fake business news network stations that take any of their crappy advice. Now, remember, what's happened in 2008, or I should say, what's happening right now as we're entering one of the biggest crashes in history is a result of what they did in 2008. They lied to us. They didn't do a recession when they should have. Instead, they decided to do QE, and QE doesn't work. It never has worked. And remember, he's sitting here, Bernanke, saying back then,
The Federal Reserve has been putting the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, pedal to the metal. He's talking about QE. He should have taken that pedal and moved it right up his nose. Because it doesn't work.
Helping the economy recover quickly in a robust way, in a way with shared prosperity, total failure.
That's right. It doesn't work.
The way quantitative easing works is that it's a lowering of the interest rates that leads stocks to go up. And so, who owns the stocks? It's the people in the top, not just the top 10%, 1%, 1/10 of 1%.
That's right. It's the top. So what he did in 2008 with the owners decided, never mind Main Street, screwed them, forget the recession, which would have helped out Main Street. Because every recession gets you out of every recession gets you out of that terrible economy you're in, rebuilds it for you, takes about 18 months before you feel it. But the rich didn't want to wait 18 months because for the first time in their life, everything was lining up perfectly. They had what they call Facebook, Google, Amazon, Netflix, Microsoft, and Apple. And those 6 stocks were driving the whole S&P 500. It was driving the 494 stocks. Imagine that. Those 6. That's correct. So they said, why do we want to go into a recession? Someone said, well, if we go into a recession, we're going to help Main Street. Never mind Main Street. We want to get our money back now. If we go into a recession, we're going to have to at least 18 to 24 months before we see the goods of that recession, before we see what good it does. We can get our money back starting now, within 90 days, within 30 days. What we'll do is just keep buying all these big tech stocks. And what we got to do is just keep printing and printing money. And so what? It's creating inflation. We'll tell them it's not. We'll say we got an inflation target at 2%. But let's keep increasing it, printing and printing. We'll take all that money and we'll keep getting interest rates low. And when those yields go down, same thing as interest rates, those yields go down, they love it. Facebook and Google and Amazon, Netflix and Microsoft and Apple. When those rates go down, the yields go down, those things take off. Now remember, low yields don't tell you the economy is getting bad. But they lied and said, oh, no, don't worry about the yields going down. That doesn't mean anything. The economy's beautiful. Look at the stock market. That's what you got to look at for the economy. No, the stock market has nothing to do with the economy. So that's what they've been doing now for 13 years. But now a big problem happened. All this lying, the rich are getting richer, and poor Main Street's getting screwed every day because for 13 years, the CEOs of the company aren't taking any of the money they're getting free and putting in new machinery equipment called like business investment. They don't buy new equipment, new machinery. They're not increasing people's wages because they don't care about productivity. Who the hell cares about productivity when they can buy their own stock? When a CEO can buy his own stock and he makes $13 million in a year extra on top of his $30 million salary by pushing those stocks up by buying those stocks, he doesn't care about his people. Nobody cares about the people. Congress doesn't care either. Why? Because Congress is owners of these same stocks. Facebook and Google and Amazon and Netflix and Microsoft and Apple. That's why everybody in the world is going to bed at night. They don't count sheep anymore. They count these stocks every night. Facebook, Google, Amazon, Netflix. That's all they do. And people make money. You can be the dumb arse in the world, and you can make money as long as they keep printing money, buying treasury, dropping the yields down, and all you got to do is watch the yield. It's simple. Look, I'm just going to put it up here right now. It's not hard. Is that hard? You just put 10-year treasury yield, click it on, and there it is, 125 basis point. Anything under 150 basis point means yields are low. And that means the tech stocks are going to go up. So let's see what's leading today. Oh, surprise! The tech stocks are up 121 points, and the Dow is down 80 points. Of course, because they're rigging the market to get those yields down to push the big tech stocks up to make sure the rich get richer. That's what it's all about. But there's a problem. Big problem happened. And thank God the fake business news networks know how to lie. These guys are good liars. So all of a sudden, after 13 years, a problem hits. What's the problem? Are you kidding me? Everything starts freezing up. They started to buy so much. They borrowed so much money. These corporations, even though that it was free money, they still had to pay it back. So they borrowed so much money that all of a sudden they can't pay it back. And these banks that loan them money, called shadow banks, these are banks that banks like J.P. Morgan, Goldman Sachs, they create another bank that's not regulated. So they can do illegal stuff and everything else. So what they do is create this shadow banks out in the shadow. And so what they're doing is they're loaning the corporations through these shadow banks. Well, all of a sudden the corporations can't pay them back. That was on February 2020. They can't pay them back. So the credit is locked up in these banks. So the shadow banks are in trouble. And now the junk bond market gets in trouble because they can't pay their junk bonds back. So you got the credit locked up, junk bond locked up, and then all of a sudden we dropped 33%. Oh, that's the pandemic. That's the pandemic. And nobody on these fake business networks pointed out, except me, that it wasn't pandemic. Pandemic was the cherry on top of the sundae. The reason why we went down, because the same things happening now that happened back in 2008, because we never fixed what happened in 2008, because nobody cared about fixing it. They just wanted to get their money back. And when the rich were getting their money back by pushing the stock market up through the big tech stocks, they didn't care that Main Street's getting killed. Now, all of a sudden, Main Street is eating all this inflation. And there's no inflation, it's at 2%, even though inflation is really at 15%. So the shadow banks were collapsing. And the first sign of that was in September 2019. I told you, nobody was listening to me. I said, look what's going on. The shadow banks are collapsing. This is over. This is over. Remember, I said, mark this down, January 16, 2019. Phil Grady said, this is the beginning of the crash. And then all the corporate debt froze up. You couldn't go get a loan. These corporations couldn't go get a loan. Nobody would loan them. And then all the junk bonds, where they sell bonds to people to raise cash for the company, that froze up. So the market dropped 33% from February, I think it was February 20th down to March 20th. And so what did they do? They didn't fix it. They decided, let's do the same thing. Let's print even more money. Let's print even more money. So QE failed, and it's still failing.
Helping the economy recover quickly in a robust way, in a way with shared prosperity, total failure.
And they were printing trillions.
Federal Reserve lent $500 billion to securities dealers, $500 billion to foreign central banks, bought $2 trillion of treasury securities, another $1 trillion.
They went on and on. This was in March. And then all of a sudden the stock market takes off. Because they came in and you think this crisis went away? When the market went from February down to March, 31%, and then from March to today, we're up 113%. Do you think for one moment the crisis is gone? No. All they did is turn around, and you heard it. Look at all the money they're printing and trying to push the stock market up. All fake, but that's okay. Look, we made money in that market. Microsoft up 14%, Apple we're up 13%, Facebook up 36%. We're in the same, all these other stocks. I don't care. What do you think? I found God and I said, oh, gee, that's bad. I'm not going to buy these stocks. But when do you get out? That's what I'll tell you when you get out.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable. African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women. Breast cancer is unacceptable. Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026. Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang, free for 10 days. You're going to say at the end of 10 days, I can't believe it. We're always in the right stocks at the right time. When the market's going down, I'm making money. When the market's going up, I'm making money. And if you think I'm BSing you, I'm not. Check it out for 10 days. Now, I want you to understand something. Since 2008, right up to the second crash, see, most people don't even look at the February 2020 to March 2020 as a crash. They had no idea that credit was frozen. Junk bonds, we had a big crisis, and the shadow banks were frozen up. That's why they had to come in and print trillions and trillions of dollars to push the stock market up. So, the Federal Reserve keeps printing money. Now remember, nothing's changed since 2008. And when they print that money, they purchase the Treasury yields go down, and inflation goes up. And when inflation's going up, it's pushing up the stock prices. It's pushing up the stock prices, and it's pushing up the assets, all the other assets of the rich. This is what they want. Bernanke, when he says he's looking out for the people, no, he's not. They're looking. All they care about, the CEOs, is their stock. That's it. They don't care about anything else.
As a corporation, you realize all that matters is the stock price.
That's right. That's all that matters. And this is why they do this, called QE. So you print the money, buy the treasuries, inflation goes up, the stock market goes up, and who's getting hammered? Main Street. Their value is getting killed because they don't have assets. The only assets they have is their wages. Few have even savings. And that $7 trillion they tell you from the fake Business News Network every day, we got $7 trillion. We got $7 trillion in savings, the best ever in history. Those bunch of phonies. Why don't you ask them to break it down? Break it down. And when you break it down, know who's got all that savings? The top 1% and the owners. That's right. The top 1%. If you're in the 1%, you got 2.8 million. If you're in one of the 1/100th of 1 percentile, one of the owners, you got 8.7 million in your savings account. If you're an average worker, 160 million people are working, okay, 72% working paycheck to paycheck. The average, okay, out of all those 160 million, it's just 11,000. That's averaging it out. Now, as long as they keep on pushing the yields down, and as long as you see the big tech stocks going up, keep buying them. But you've got to know when to get out. And as I told you yesterday, and we're telling all our gang every day, we watch this for them every day. I've been telling you this since last week. If this market, if the Qs can't stay above $365, and yesterday, remember, it dropped below $365. Now, today, they're doing everything they can to push it back up $365, but it's not going there. They got it back above $365, and that's their game. That's their game. So, again, Ben Bernanke and Powell right now, he's a liar. He just came on the air and said, well, what's causing the inflation is that the economy's reopening. That's causing the inflation. Now, why don't you talk about really causing the inflation? You've been printing so much money, and you've been spending it. You've been spending it on QE. You're spending it on all these stimulus programs. You stop producing. You're printing and spending instead of printing and producing. And the reason that we have terrible inflation is because when you don't produce, there's few goods. You got money chasing few goods. Those prices go up. That's your fault. That's your fault. So stop lying, Powell. Just like Bernanke. These people are trained to lie like it. Have a trained monkey with a music box and picking up coin. I mean, for God's sakes, they just lie. And always remember that what Rahm Emanuel always said.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste.
And that's right. And the 2008 crisis was such a great crisis because for the first time in history, you had what they call tech stocks. You had 6 of them. And those 6 commanded the S&P. If they went up, the S&P went up. And they knew the only way they had to get the S&P up was by printing money and getting yields down. And when everybody pointed and said, wait a minute, for 100 yields, if yields go down, that means the economy in the future is getting worse. What's going on? Oh, no, don't worry about that. Kudlow said the same thing. Remember right before the housing crash, the yields were going down, and everybody asked them, Kudlow, what's going on? Yields are going down, but you're saying the economy's great. Don't worry about housing. I don't see anything. I don't see any problems with housing, he says. Then it crashed, and then he lost his job. Then he got promoted to the White House. Now he's back on trying to tell us how the economy's going to grow. The economy's going to grow.
So the stock market's been booming.
No, yeah,
so
booming.
The stock market's been booming.
Yeah, the booming, all right. The stock market's not booming. It hasn't been booming. What's been happening since 2008? The fraud has been booming. The illusion's been booming. You think we're not buying? Of course we are. But you got to know when to get out of this damn thing. So join my gang, and if they keep driving yields down, just keep looking. As long as the yields stay below, and let me tell you, if yields go down below 120, and you don't see your big tech stocks going up, and you don't see the Qs, if you don't see the Qs, if they drive yields down, let's say below 120, your 10-year treasury yield, and if you don't see the Qs hold 365, so if you see yields going down, drop from, let's say, 127, 125, 123, go right down to 120, break 118, and all the way down, you don't see the Qs. That's the NASDAQ 100 best stocks. If you don't see them taking off and getting above 365 and staying there, then put your helmet on, because we're in for first a 10% correction. Then we'll go back up for about 3 to 6 months, and then you have the big crash. So right now they're pushing the yield down. Think what they're doing today. They started with the yield this morning at 126. Now we're down to 122. So let's go take a look and see what's going on with the Qs. Is it helping? Not really. Qs hasn't made a new high. We had a new high on Monday, okay, and that was at 441. It didn't make a new high. Now let's take a look at your Facebook. Facebook, okay, it's just barely making a new high with hardly any volume. Remember, when they make highs, you got to make sure the volume is there. I always tell my members that if the volume's not there, the market makers can move a stock up. But can it maintain that rally with the volume? And here's saying no. And then if you go look, and here's the big problem. If you see the big tech stocks not breaking out big time with big volume, and they start coming back down, and remember this, every time they drop the yields, the bank stocks are going to pull back, because bank stocks need big yields. They need high yields to make money. The banks right now are in big trouble because the yields are so low, they don't make money on their mortgages or anything else. And we've been supporting the banks, but no one talks about it. Wall Street doesn't want you to know that. The fake business news network don't want you to know that. Fake business news networks won't tell you the truth. So, if you start seeing the big tech stocks, take the 6 stocks and the Qs, and they don't break out to new highs with big volume, they start going down, you know the bank stocks are going to drop. And if they're both dropping at the same time, then if you're my member, we'll have already gotten you out. And we've already switched you to stocks, so you're making money as the market's going down. Check it out. It's free for 10 days, and you get the color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, when not to add, and then when to short. Every day at 2 o'clock, we have a portfolio, and you see it, total transparency. Here's our portfolio stocks, and every day we tell you exactly what to do. So the next time you hear this kind of garbage right here, from our friend Kerry, I call him Cash and Kerry.
The Fed has been on a mission, I've been on a mission, to put Americans back to work.
What a lie. That's not what QE does. Not what QE does. It's a failed, it doesn't. It's never supposed to do that.
Helping the economy recover quickly in a robust way, in a way with shared prosperity, total failure.
Total failure. QE's been total failure. Why? Because the economy is terrible. But the stock market's fantastic because it's all fake. All you got to know is when to get out. 85% of you lose money in the stock market. I don't care how rich you think you are. You caught all these rallies. 85% of you are never going to put that money in your pocket. You're going to lose it because you don't know when to get out. Let's change that. I'm reaching out to you right now. Let's change that. If you were lucky and you made money on this big boom, let's change that. This time, you know damn well that you didn't make money in the dot-coms and you didn't make money in the housing con. Let's change that. Join my gang tonight. Free for 10 days. It's free. See you on the charts.
You've been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.